Terence Crawford against Jaron Ennis, for me, is the best fight in American boxing. But it needs to be a payday for Crawford that would get him interested, because Crawford knows how good Boots is. And I'm not saying that Crawford thinks he's going to lose to Boots, but he knows that is a real fight. But for me, Boots is the new Crawford. We've just got to go out and get the fights to show how...
Jaron "Boots" Ennis shocked the boxing world when he openly shared his unfiltered opinion on Terence Crawford's place in the sport's history.
That's the fight that everybody want to see. Yeah. I want to do it.
Do you respect him as, like, when he's like, I got a couple fights left, I'm at the end, I'm only trying to get mega fights, so...
I understand it, but don't lie or kept to the net and make it seem like I had the opportunity to fight you and I didn't. I never did. You know what I'm saying? And then that one time that I did, we said, they called, and we said, we never heard nothing else back about it. So
right.
I mean, I respect it though. I mean, get your money. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. But don't be capping on the net.
That's a good fight. That's definitely up there. It's definitely up there. Probably at middleweight or something. That's like a vacant belt. That's definitely up there. That's definitely a big fight. Probably Shakur and Tank too, maybe. That's like right on the scene. But yeah, that's that. He might not be lying. That might be the biggest fight.
Rather than placing the three-division undisputed champion among boxing's all-time greats, the rising star admitted he doesn't view Crawford in that category. This came even as fans and analysts praised Crawford as one of the greatest ever following his monumental win over Canelo Alvarez. For Ennis, his personal icons remain legends of the past: Roy Jones Jr., Floyd Mayweather, Pernell Whitaker, and Sugar Ray Leonard. While many were surprised he didn't rank Crawford higher, the young contender made it clear that his standard for greatness is different, and Crawford simply doesn't make his list.
With this win, everybody said Crawford elevated his status. He's the GOAT. Do you think this win puts him on Mount Rushmore or makes him a GOAT in boxing?
Everybody got their own opinion, so...
What's yours?
My opinion is I like who I like. You know, I like Roy Jones, Floyd Mayweather, Pernell Whitaker.
What do you think?
I'm liking Sugar Ray Leonard. I've been watching a little bit of Sugar Ray Leonard and James Tony. So they my top guys that I've been watching. You know.
Fair enough.
The timing of Ennis's comments only intensified the debate, as they came right after Crawford pulled off one of the most historic wins in modern boxing. Earlier this month, Crawford moved up in weight and defeated Mexican superstar Canelo Alvarez by unanimous decision, becoming the undisputed super middleweight champion. That victory placed him in a league of his own as the first male boxer in history to claim undisputed titles across 3 separate divisions. The fight itself was one of the most anticipated in recent memory, with many questioning if Crawford's size disadvantage would catch up to him against the bigger man. But on fight night, the Omaha native once again proved that skill and ring IQ can outweigh physical disadvantages, as he outclassed Canelo and added another defining chapter to his legacy.
He threw a shot and we landed at the same time. I looked at him, I told him like, yeah, you felt that. I was just letting him know that it's gonna be a long night.
Last 30 seconds of the fight, what was going through your mind then?
Close it out, just close it out. If I didn't have that mindset of finishing the fight and making sure that I close it out, then it would have been a draw. Being that I wasn't the champion, I was the challenger, I wanted to make sure that the judges see that I was in control from the beginning to the end. I just knew it was gonna be my day. I came out smiling. I don't never come out smiling. I'm always focused. I was ready for whatever he brought. I was just...
For Ennis, admiration doesn't automatically equal placing someone among the all-time greats. The Philadelphia native, who has already unified titles at welterweight, remains focused on building his own legacy. Next month, he'll make his debut at super welterweight against Portugal's Wystan Lima at the Wells Fargo Center in his hometown of Philadelphia. Interestingly, one of the fighters Ennis named as a personal favorite, Roy Jones Jr., had no hesitation in putting Crawford at the very top. The Hall of Famer, widely considered one of the greatest of his own era, was asked who he sees as the best fighter in the world today. Despite recent victories from pound-for-pound stars like Alexander Usyk and Naoya Inoue, Jones said Crawford stands above them. In his words, "Right now I have to go with Crawford because of how much he climbed. He moved up more than Usyk did. Usually fighters in the lower weights show more skill than those at higher weights. Usyk is extremely skilled for his divisions, but Crawford had to be even more skilled. He went from 135 all the way to 160. That's a bigger field to dominate, which takes greater ability. So, I give it to Crawford, though Usyk is a very close second, maybe 1A and 1B. Both are extremely high-level fighters. But the comparisons didn't end there. After Crawford's triumph over Canelo, discussions erupted over whether he had surpassed Floyd Mayweather, who retired undefeated at 50-0 and is widely regarded as one of the greatest to ever step in the ring. It was the kind of debate that splits boxing circles, and Crawford was even asked directly if he now ranks himself ahead of Mayweather. Crawford's answer showed both humility and respect. Rather than claiming the crown, he said he had no interest in comparing himself to Mayweather. In Crawford's view, Mayweather is one of the greatest ever and the defining fighter of his era, while he considers himself the standout of today's generation. Crawford also gave credit to Mayweather for laying the blueprint that fighters like him could follow, highlighting the discipline, work ethic, and career path that guided him to the very top.
To start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather, how do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd.
While Crawford continues to dominate the headlines, his longtime trainer, Brian Bomac McIntyre, has offered some perspective on how much longer fans might see him in the ring. McIntyre, who has been in Crawford's corner since his pro debut back in 2008, suggested that at 38 years old, the champion likely has only 2 or 3 more fights before retiring. He noted that Crawford made his win over Canelo look almost effortless, and hinted that the team is already weighing their next move. One option on the table is dropping back down to middleweight for a showdown with Janibek Alimkhanuly, the unified WBO and IBF title holder. The heavy-handed Kazakh has already embraced the idea, seeing it as a chance for Crawford to chase a world title in a 6th weight division.
Trainer, do you feel like you should just sell off into the sunset after this monumental
Well,
win?
you know what? They made it look so easy. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Shit, got 2-3 more in him and shit. You know what I'm saying? Train camp will try harder. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think a move to 160 would make sense?
I mean, if you want to do it, you know, it'd be a challenge. If you want to challenge yourself, yeah, I don't mind.
They make them 5 weight divisions. There's not many people there.
That'd be great.
Oscar and Manny.
Yeah, that'd be great.
If not, do you think he stays at 160? Would you want to see him stay at 160?
I don't know. We'll see.
In terms of just overall, I know a lot has been said about Terence now being amongst the greatest fighters in history. Where do you rank him? Should we rank him like that? Is it difficult because, you know, eras?
I'll say when you say all the best, name the best fighters ever in the history of boxing, you're gonna have to say Ray Robinson. You're gonna have to say Jack Dempsey. Then you gotta say Terence Crawford. He's up there. He's definitely.
Speculation about Crawford's next step doesn't end there. One of the most interesting names to call him out recently is Sebastian Fundora, the towering WBC light middleweight champion who stands at 6'5", 1'2". Fundora admitted that he was pulling for Canelo in the Crawford fight because of the size gap, but he also recognized that Crawford's ring IQ was the real difference maker. Even with his unusual height and reach advantages at 154, Fundora said he would gladly welcome Crawford back down to light middleweight if that's the path he chooses. At the same time, he acknowledged that Crawford may already be setting his sights on moving up further to 160.
I think he's going back to 160, but yeah, we welcome him. Why not?
Gabby, for you on the weekend, I know you're a big supporter of boxing and whatnot, and I think I've actually seen Crawford speak about you sometimes in interviews. What did you think of the fight, and were you rooting for Canelo, or did you think that Crawford could do it?
I was also rooting for Canelo, but again, we're going off Sebastian, that it was Crawford fought smart. Crawford fought smart. He knew his range and his shots, and he felt comfortable that there was times where he was fighting in the inside with Canelo and he actually was getting the better shots. So I think he felt comfortable in that division, and he'll probably stay there, maybe go down one weight class down, but who knows? Props to him. They're 2 icons in a legend in the sport of boxing.
Well said. Do you think the rematch needs to happen? What's the next fight for Crawford for both of you? What do you think that, is it a rematch or?
It probably won't be a rematch. I don't think so. There's no need. There's no reason to.
It didn't look like he Canelo wanted that rematch, honestly, but Crawford could do whatever he wants right now. He can go up if he wants to. He can go down. I hear there's talks of him and Benavidez. So there's all kinds of names that are coming. Yeah, are coming out for Crawford. Crawford is the #1 in the sport right now. So everything. He has everything right now.
While much of the spotlight is on Crawford, the aftermath of their fight has been just as dramatic for Canelo Alvarez. For the first time in 7 years, the Mexican superstar is without a world title. His loss to Crawford marked only the third defeat of his career, joining Floyd Mayweather and Dimitri Bivol as the only men to beat him. With 68 fights already behind him, speculation quickly grew about whether the 35-year-old might consider retirement, especially since his recent performances have suggested he may no longer be at his absolute peak. However, reports indicate that Canelo isn't walking away just yet. Instead, he will undergo elbow surgery that will sideline him until at least April of next year. That means his planned February comeback in Riyadh will be pushed to the second or third quarter of 2026. Who he'll face upon returning remains uncertain, but options include a rematch with Crawford, moving up in weight to challenge David Benavidez, or another major high-profile showdown.
Let's start out with Canelo Alvarez. I understand you have an update.
Yes, Max. Canelo Alvarez obviously coming off of that tough loss to Terence Crawford earlier this month. I'm told that he's going to have elbow surgery. He was set to return in February in Riyadh for the third fight of that deal. That fight is now going to be delayed until Q2 or Q3 of 2026. So Canelo's going to have the surgery and then he'll come back.
For people who don't know, what does Q2 and Q3 mean?
The second quarter of the third quarter of the year.
Third quarter.
April, May, June.
So anywhere between
April and
January,
September.
February, March
Q1
is off. That's Q1. So anywhere from April
to September.
Through September in that area.
In that area, Canelo Alvarez still the face of boxing. Even after the loss, he's going to come back, and the expectation would be it would be in Riyadh. He has 2 more fights remaining on that deal with the Riyadh.
Straight. Don't get me wrong. Canelo facing the right opponent that's going to stay in front of him, that's going to fight, that's going to make it a brawl, Canelo knocks him out. So I'm not saying Canelo's shot or done. No, it's far from it. It's all on the matchmaking. It's all who you put in front of him. It's all about squeezing those last dollars from the fans, Canelo. You want to squeeze the fans.
What about the Mexican?
Come on, take it easy on the fans.
Oscar, what about the...
What's stopping from that fight, from him facing Canelo? What do you think it's stopping that fight?
Canelo's a little nuts.
You think so?
That's all it is. He's scared deaf. Canelo is scared. Scared. You know, he fought Black Benavidez. He get knocked out. He get...
Like James Toney, a lot of people have said that if Canelo keeps on waiting and waiting for Benavidez, it's actually going to become harder to beat him. Do you agree with that? It's good to Canelo should get him right now because I guess quote unquote he's not fully seasoned. But if he gets him later, Benavidez is going to roll right through him. Do you agree with that?
It don't matter. He gonna roll him right now. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If he fights Canelo right now, he's gonna steamroll him. Like how Tommy Hearns did Vampiro Jueves. How Tommy Hearns did Roberto Duran. Same result. I promise you. So that's why that boy Canelo's scared. Him and all his people can get their mariachi bands and stay over in Mexico.